Joseph Stalin, the leader of the Soviet Union from the mid-1920s until his death in 1953, was responsible for a range of crimes that caused immense suffering and loss of life. Key aspects of his rule include 1. The Great Purge, 1936 to 1938. A campaign of political repression where Stalin ordered the execution, imprisonment, and exile of perceived enemies within the Communist Party, government, military, and broader society. It is estimated that hundreds of thousands were executed and millions were sent to labor camps called gulags. We can see from the bar chart a spike in deaths during these years. 2. Forced collectivization, 1929 to 1933. This was Stalin's policy to consolidate individual landholdings into large state-controlled farms. This led to widespread famine, most notably the Holodomor in Ukraine, where millions died of starvation. Again, we can see this reflected in the bar chart. 3. The Gulag system. The network of forced labor camps where millions of political prisoners, criminals, and ordinary citizens were subjected to brutal conditions, leading to high mortality rates. 4. Mass deportations. Entire ethnic groups, such as the Crimean Tatars, Chechens, and Volga Germans, were forcibly relocated to remote parts of the Soviet Union, often resulting in significant death tolls due to harsh conditions and lack of supplies. 5. World War II atrocities. Stalin's policies and actions during World War II included the execution of Polish officers in the Katyn massacre and harsh treatment of Soviet soldiers returning from German captivity, many of whom were sent to gulags. A grim reward for having survived the concentration camps of Nazi Germany. It is perhaps no wonder that Stalin's mother, on her deathbed, said, "It would have been better if you had been a priest, my son." Stalin once famously said, "One death is a tragedy, 1 million is just a statistic." There is bitter irony in the fact that at his funeral thousands were crushed in the stampede to see his body while he lay in state. So even in death he was still a menace. A quick note on the statistics. It's impossible to get accurate figures on the deaths caused by Stalin and his policies. Opinions of historians vary wildly, with figures from 10 to 20 million being suggested. I have decided to go with the latter figure, working on the principle that if you are a pessimist, you will never be disappointed. Please like and subscribe. Any comments, positive or negative or indeed constructive, are greatly appreciated.